Hi everyone, my name is Jun Han. So today I'm going to talk about OpenGL. So hopefully by the end of this video, you get an intuition about what OpenGL is and what it can do for you. So let's get started. So what is OpenGL? OpenGL is an API, which means Application Processing Interface, Programming Interface, my mistake. It is widely used in computer graphics to render things on the screen. Rendering is just a fancy word for drawing. FYI. So you may be wondering why we need this. Why don't we just write our graphics card from scratch and just manipulate the pixels on your screen one by one, so we can have a nice picture to draw. So here's why. First of all, you need to understand what a geometric primitive is. So geometric primitives are basically the basic data for computer graphics. It contains points, vectors, matrices, and basically, let's say that you have a data for a triangle. It has 3 points. Let's call them P1, P2, and P3. This is the geometric primitive information that you want to give to OpenGL, and you want it to render on your screen. And next, let's imagine that there's a guy called CPU. And there's a bunch of guys whose name is GPU. This guy is really smart. He can do things very fast. So he's fast on single task. These people, although they have a lot of people, but each individual of them are doing things relatively slow. So why do we need these people? So let's imagine that you have one geometric primitive, let's say 1 point, which is a vector of 3 that you want to process. So you pass it to this person. He will do it very fast. And if you give the same task to GPU, only one can work on it, and the other people can just stand there and watch this person to perform this simple task. So this is going to be slower for GPU than CPU. However, if you change the data set, let's say that you have 10 million points, 10 million vectors that you want to perform a task on. And the CPU will have to do it one by one. And it actually will take a lot of time. But for GPU, they have the strings in numbers. So each of them can take up a small portion of the overall data and perform tasks on it. And after they have done their individual work, they can gather all the information back together and give you a result. This process is actually much faster than what the CPU will do. So OpenGL is basically you are using OpenGL functions to tell these people to perform tasks, to assign them, to give them tasks, and to gather information from these people. And so the rendering speed is crucial to computer graphics. Let's imagine that if you are for those of you who have played video games, if you are suffering from a frame rate drop, it's basically that your GPU is not powerful enough. And if you run it on your CPU, it will be a disaster. basically in general. So next, I'm going to talk about the OpenGL setup. So in our class, we are going to use GLFW, which is a library that contains the actual OpenGL functions you want to use. You have to download it and compile it. And we will use GLM, which is another library for mathematical calculation. And we will have glue, GLEW, which is the extension for OpenGL functions. And so let me do a very simple demo. First of all, you're gonna allocate some space on your graphic card. Let's say this is a graphic card.